Hi guys! Well, I'm really excited to be able to do the unboxing of the new Camac Odyssey harp, which has just arrived in this nice big box here, so not quite sure how I'm going to open it, but I do have a trusty pair of scissors. Oh, we've got the box open. Ooh. And so some foam packaging to protect it. Here we go. Yeah. So as you can see, she's come in a plastic wrapping on top. I ordered the cover as well, so let's have a look and see what we have here. Scissors. Fabulous. That's the wrong way around. I think that was the right way around. And what's fabulous about this is that you can wear it as a backpack. So you have the straps here that you can strap this to your back, and I think for so many of us musicians and harpists, this is going to be wonderful. Here we go. There she is. It's very comfortable, and they're well padded. It's not super heavy, but you know, if you are carrying something for a long time, you want to make sure you have good, wide, comfortable straps, and these certainly are. And of course they are adjustable here, see? So I can tighten it, or I can loosen it. That's absolutely wonderful. So, let's go have a look at the harp itself. Very excited about this. Okay. Not doing too well here. There she is. She's probably going to need tuning. Let's have a little listen. Oh, I think even Berg couldn't have thought that up. I'll give her a little tune and I'll come back to you, okay? Well, I was going to give the harp a little tune and I thought, oh, where's the tuner? Of course, I forgot to open the front of the bag. Where? So I did order this. Camac has this. It's a tuner holder, and I have them on all my Camac harps so that you don't end up losing your tuning key. It's just a fabulous invention. And this is going to be the lap bar, which I also ordered. And oh, this is the Ischell pickup, I believe. I'll be looking at this in a minute. And here is the tuning key. It's a fabulous bag. Look at this. There's room. There's a place where you can put pencils, pens. It's really, really well made, this. Little area here, you can probably put things for safekeeping. Really, really well made. I'm really impressed. I did have a lightweight harp made by an American company, and the bag, the cover, the case, I have to say, was certainly not of this sort of quality, but was quite possibly the same price, if not more expensive. And I seem to recall that you would close the zip and then it would sort of unopen. So I think this Camac has really done itself proud with this cover. So I've gone ahead and I've added the holder for the tuning key to the harp. And there's certainly a problem. As you can see, it's very, very loose. So clearly this is probably made for a nice big pedal harp. I've tried to see if there's a way that I can actually really tighten it, but in fact I can't, because of course I need it to be like this and there's not going to be any grip. So this is a bit of a problem. I think personally I think it would drive me crazy to be playing and to have you know, the tuning key flapping around. So that is a small problem. I could take it to a cordonnier down the road and ask him to actually cut this bit and to reattach this a bit lower so that I can have it, you know, nice, tight and snug against the harp. I don't know if this was a mistake or if Camac actually do key holders for this small harp, but certainly this is not so great. Now, I'm going to take it off because I think it's annoying me too much. I was just tuning the harp and I thought, you know, I should probably give a little class on this, because some of you might be buying your first Celtic harp, your first harp for you or for your children, and perhaps you haven't tuned a harp that's quite new, and there's a certain way of doing this that will prevent it going really out of tune very quickly. So I'm going to show you that using a tuner. So of course the tuner that I have here, it will show green in the middle. Now I've got a green dot which shows that it's in tune. Now if it's flat, the red will be on the flat side, and if it's sharp, the red will be on the sharp side. But that's not the most important thing here. What it is that when you're first tuning a harp, of course you've got new strings. And for example, if I take the G here, it's flat. So I'm going to tune it up, and I'm actually going to make it a bit sharp, and then I'm going to push. And I'm going to rub the string just a little bit like this, warm it up, and then you'll notice it's gone down in pitch just from doing that. So there we go. Pull it, push it. There we go, and I've got my G. There we go, she's holding perfectly. So if I were to go up to my A, let's try again, see what we've got here. There you go, a bit flat. So I'm going to tune up a bit. So she's a bit sharp, and then you see I'm pushing on the string. I'm just pulling and pushing it a bit like this, giving it a bit of a tug, and then there we go. Maybe just give it a little bit of a rub. And you certainly do this when you have gut strings on a big harp. Okay, actually it did stay up. I've already tuned it once, so okay, let's try one down here. So oh, that's quite flat. So got it on the green. But of course, if I were to pull and tug on it a little bit, it's gone flat. So that's just something you're going to do. So you're going to tune all the way up your harp first time you receive it. And as I said, it's good just you push, just sort of push like this on the strings. Because if you get a really good tuning now from the start, then it will hold better. Whereas if you just tune quite lightly, then after a few minutes of playing, it's going to just go out of tune again. Anyway, I'll finish my tuning and I'll get back to you in a minute. Let's see what she sounds like. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. A very pleasant surprise, in fact. She really is quite loud and quite resonant for such a small harp. Now, I owned a very small harp, sort of like this, very lightweight, made by another company. but I remember the body was actually quite narrow here, and it certainly was nowhere near this loud or this resonant. It's really fabulous. Listen to this. Still resonating. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that'll be good, especially for those who like to play in Irish sessions. At least for a change, people might be able to hear the harp. Now, the next toy that I ordered was this. This is called the lap bar. And comes with the instructions from Camac. So this is quite important if you're going to be sitting on a chair, and at the moment I'm just sat on the floor, which isn't ideal, but if you wanted something that would balance the harp here on your knees, and that's this. So I think it's quite straightforward that you, of course, you will go anti-clockwise to unlock it, and you'll see here these felt pads here, so it won't damage the wood of the harp. So you're going to put that, in fact, to make it easier for you to see, I'm going to put the harp on this box and lift her up. So, there. Now hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So, let me get this bar. I'm going to put this in here. See, can you see that? Yep. And then I'm going to give it a couple of turns, but not too many turns, because when you actually close it like this to lock it, it tightens up even more. And of course you don't want to be doing over tight and damaging your lovely new instrument. So in case you didn't see that down there, well, no, I think you should do. Did you see that down there? I'll do it again. So what you're going to do is, in the bottom hole here, this part with the felt, it's going to go in there. You're going to slide it round and put it at the height that you want. Oh, it's a bit difficult this, isn't it? And then I'm going to turn this clockwise a few times, but not too many, because when you close this, it tightens even more. And here I have it too tight, so I'm actually going to do one turn less, and then there. She's good and steady. Of course, you can move that up and down depending on what sort of height you want. This isn't ideal because I'm sat on the floor, but I could just balance the harp on my knees here using this. So this is very useful, especially again for session musicians if you're going into maybe a pub somewhere to play and you're going to be on a chair or a stool quite high up. Of course you're not going to be able to play with the harp on the floor, and balancing it is not necessarily easy when it's balancing up here. So this is really ideal to get the harp to the right height that you need when you're going to be playing, and not even just bars or Celtic music, just in general, even for practicing or playing at home. It's really excellent, really fabulous. And of course, easy to carry around if you have the bag here, because there is the front pocket that you can put this in, and it's incredibly lightweight. And I'm sure that obviously if you're travelling around, it's probably a good idea to close it and tighten it so everything's not just flapping around, which could risk getting damaged. Now the other thing I purchased with this harp was called the Ischell Box. I'm a bit surprised because for some reason I thought this would actually be built into the harp, because the last lightweight harp I had, similar to this, had a built-in, well, it wasn't Ischell, it was I think it was a Fisherman if I remember correctly, and it would actually have just a jack at the bottom of the harp, so a jack socket. Whereas this, well, it comes with this, it comes with this, and it comes with this. And what do I always say? RTM, read the manual. So I'm going to do that. It says Harp Celtique Classique, so it's made for the harp. Ah, okay. Well, I will look into this and I'll be back in a bit to show you how it works. Bye. So I'm trying to figure out this Ischell Box, which I thought was actually built into the harp, which it isn't. And there are certain problems. So I followed the instructions here where you get this putty. You're supposed to put it around the microphone. Now usually a pickup should preferably be placed inside the harp, but I have a serious problem that I have large hands. So I actually cannot get my hand in to place this inside the box without doing a lot of gymnastics with my fingers and trying to push it. Of course, every time I've tried to push it on, after a few seconds, it's just fallen off again. So I decided to try that. As in these instructions here, you can of course put this to the front of the harp, but I had the same problem with the putty that after a little while, we'll see if it does it now, it would fall off again, so it doesn't hold very well. And the instructions say you can use the adjustable shim to press the mic, compress the sound, or check the pressure. Photo number 6. There we go. Medium setting is between the 5th and 8th point, so you can start at 5. I'm not sure what this is doing. Absolutely no idea. This is really not what I was expecting. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's not a built-in pickup just with a jack. For some reason that's what I was expecting, so I'm really disappointed to have this, because the amount I play and perform, I really can't see myself fiddling around every time to set this up. But since we're here, let's just, well, we'll plug in my amp here and just see what it sounds like, see if it works. So obviously this is going to go into the mic in. There we go, let's turn this on. Into here, put this into 1. Let's see if we get anything. Sounds a bit tinny, doesn't it? Let's see what we get with the volume. Too close actually to the pickup, but yeah. Not really hearing anything coming out of that. So we'll do this. Let me see if we move it a bit, maybe. Say it's picking up anything at all. So, I mean, if I tap, the sound is coming out here, but when I'm playing, that time we got it, so here we go. So we've got it working there with the amp, but said, personally, this is really going to be a pain because this isn't fixed to the box. And of course, when I'm playing, if I wanted to stand and maybe have a harness, what am I supposed to do with this? Put it in my pocket, which, yeah, it's really. I think personally, I find that to be a design fault that we couldn't have had. That Camac didn't do a built-in sound system. I know Harpsichord does, and it's much easier just to be able to have the jack and plug it in than to deal with this putty and sticking things on, and I'm unable to put it inside because my hand doesn't fit in here. So all in all, I think the harp is fabulous. I think the case is fabulous. As I said, the key holder is quite simply the wrong size. This does not fit this harp, and it's just going to be wobbling and flopping all over the place. So it's something that needs to be adjusted. It needs to be much shorter, this much shorter, in order to fit snugly. So right now I don't think this is really worth your time. And personally, I think this Ischell Box is also really a waste of time. If I had understood that I was just being sent a pickup separately, I wouldn't have bothered. I have Fishman pickups that I use for my other instruments. Plus, for something like this, I really wanted something that was already built in, which I could just jack into. Whereas this, I mean, I'm not quite sure what you're supposed to. I mean, in this picture, they have the harp with the box on the floor. So does that mean whenever I do a concert or I'm playing a gig, I have to sit on the floor? And if I was sitting on a chair or higher up, it's not like this is particularly long. I mean, I'm really lost on this one. Very lost. So, there we go. Well, thank you for listening.